would like to call to order the October 10th, 2024 Plan Commission meeting. Could I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Oletsky,
Present.
Brink,
Here.
Ford,
Here.
Kays,
Here.
then Culhane, Dolly, Dargits, and Spire are absent.
All right, thank you. We have a quorum. There's 4 of us. It takes 4 in the affirmative to approve votes. Third item on the agenda is invitation for public comment participant submittal. If there's something that's not on the agenda that you wish to talk about, there will be time later. Just let Carla know you have something. Item 4 is the approval of the agenda. Could I get a motion and a second?
Ford moves. Oletsky, second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 5th item is the approval of the minutes from the September 5th meeting. Can I get a motion and a second?
I have corrections.
Go for it.
2 things. Kays is listed as present as he was at the beginning of this meeting, but at a point he left, and it's not noted in here that he left the meeting, and that was right before commission consideration of ordinance number 2421. And just for clarification, better understanding. And also, on the first 2 votes, I am listed as having been recused, but I was actually abstaining. And there is a difference between recusal and abstention. So I need those recusals changed to abstentions.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Diana. We'll get those updated here before they're posted.
Yeah, so we'll make note of that, and then hopefully at the next meeting, we'll be able to approve the September 5th minutes. So thank you for those corrections. Moving on the agenda, item 6A is our regular agenda. It's a plat of the Crocker First Edition. Carla, will you kind of go over this one with us?
Yeah, of course, everyone. So this item, you may remember, came forth to us back in August for a rezone. A portion of the property was zoned I-1. It's now gone recommended by Plan Commission and then approved by Council in September. So the property has been entirely rezoned. It's now before us for the plat hearing. With the plat, there is proposed a private road agreement. The agreement will include a 28-foot wide utility and private road easement, giving this property to the west of what will be Crocker's First Edition access so that it's not landlocked. That's something that won't need to be acted on until this, what is now a vacant lot, would be developed or, yeah, in the future.
And can you zoom out just a little bit so I can see what's farther west of this property?
Is that private road going to go between the 2 buildings?
I'll pull it up on the agenda here. So you can kind of see here, it's going to go right kind of down the middle of the property.
And I do believe that that private access lines up with where the current access is off of Highway 20 currently. This plat did go to the South Dakota Department of Transportation as well, and I know that they signed off on the access for it.
Chair? Carla, could you just give a brief little summary definition of why a private road is needed so that people who haven't had time to read all of this just...
No, of course, yeah, thanks, Anna. So the private road is needed. Anytime you plat or replat a property, you can't create any landlocked parcels. So Crocker, of course, has access here off of 10th Street. The property directly to the west would then be landlocked upon platting this all as one lot. So the access agreement will make it so that this property here, if ever sold or developed, won't be stuck without any access to a road.
And do we have other private roads in the community?
Yeah, there are other, I cannot think of an example, but there are other platted, in very similar nature. It'll be something that is memorialized with like a plat of a property showing that there's a private road or an access agreement or easement.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and I think just south of here where Burlington Northern is, I think that's a private road access for their property, which is a similar case near this one. I think some of that going into all of those bins on the east side of the road, although that's a private road. Yeah.
Okay.
Plats do not have a public hearing, so if there are no other questions from the board, I would look to entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make that motion.
Ford seconds.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll ask for a roll call vote.
Yes, Aletsky,
Yes.
Brink,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Case.
Yes.
With 4 yes votes, the motion passes unanimously. Moving on the agenda to item 6B is commission consideration of rezone at 1425 9th Avenue Southwest. Carla, will you take over, please?
Yes, thank you, Jeff. Scroll to the map here. So this rezone is going to be one that'll be cleaning up this property here. I suppose similar to the Crocker one that we saw back in August. This is a property that has split zoning. So it's primarily C3. Back in the 70s, they vacated what was 8th Avenue South. Here you can see it in the blue lines. Once that was vacated, this property absorbed that entire vacated section, but it was never replatted, leaving it to be that I-1 on the north portion of that vacated right-of-way, and then the C3 on the south portion of it. So now rezoning it here will bring it into compliance as one lot, or as one zone, sorry.
Yeah, thank you. No, this one makes sense. Whenever we do a rezoning, you'll see in the language on the resolution that we rezone to the center of the adjacent right-of-way. So at one point when that was 8th Avenue, it was zoned to the middle of the right-of-way. And then, like you said, since the vacation and the southern property buying the northern part of that vacation, we've got a little bit of a split zoning happening. So this is a clerical correction, more or less. We want our lots to be one zone, so if that makes sense. Rezonings do have a public hearing. I will open the public hearing if there's anyone that wishes to speak in favor or against this item. Please step up to the mic and state your name for the record.
Hi, I'm Dana Jones. I'm president of the exec board at the American Legion, and we're just curious to what does to our property that's kitty corner across the street. Does it change anything for us or not?
Could you, Carla, would you highlight which properties theirs? The answer more or less will be it should do nothing to your property, but I just wanted to see where it is in relationship to theirs.
Yeah. There it is.
Oh,
The red roof.
okay, so,
Yeah.
yep. So if Carla turns the zoning back on, your property is currently zoned C3 highway commercial, and it will remain C3 highway commercial. All we're really rezoning is just a very small sliver. I think we have the dimensions in here. Sure, yep. Right, yep, that's correct.
Good. That's a good question.
Thank you. Is there any other, anyone else that wishes to speak in favor or against this item? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and ask for a motion and a second from the board.
Ford moves.
Oletsky, second.
Say,
Or give it to Todd.
All right, you got a motion and a second from Todd. I will do a roll call vote for this.
I have a question.
Okay, sorry, before the vote, you go ahead, Diana.
So of that vacated area, we're just rezoning about a quarter of it. And what happens to the other 3/4? Why is that not included in this rezoning?
That will all still remain the C3. It's just that portion that's being zoned I1. And they're not proposing any
worse-
type of replat or anything that would warrant the inclusion of the entire legal description, if that makes
No, but
sense.
like 720 Quad E Drive, that's
Oh,
C3, the
sure.
south portion, and the rest is I.
No, I'm so sorry. This one, it's the wanting to possibly get a building permit that's triggering the rezone for this one. Nobody else who also has the split zoning has proposed anything that would
I suppose, because they have
Yeah.
to do.
trigger that rezone.
Yeah, so yeah, our current ordinance, there's, I don't know the exact number, but there's an ordinance that says you can only be one zone to apply for a building permit. So if this current applicant wants to do something, like you said, they would need to come into compliance and either zone that little piece of I-1 to C3 or the majority of the C3 to I-1. And, at those couple properties that are to the east and west, if and when they come for a building permit, they'll have to go through the same process. This is one that we definitely could, they could have done them all at once, or at some point they'll all need to be done. But they'll come each as they come, I suppose.
Yeah.
Mis-
That's fine, thanks.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Todd.
I mean, also, I think maybe we should just put this down on the to-do list. This could be something that the planning commission and the city council can initiate to amend the zoning map, to clarify those lines, to get rid of those split zoning as we become aware of them. And it might just be something that we, look at doing down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this has happened, before. I mean, and we've seen it before. And yeah, I think that'd be a great idea to kind of make note of it, and then yeah, we could initiate a rezone here. There's 3 ways a rezone can happen. It's either from a petition from the landowner, initiation from the planning commission, or initiation from the city council. So there are avenues that we could get this area rezoned without the petitioners coming, or the landowners coming forward.
It's so expensive.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, thank you for that. Are there any other comments on this one? All right, we have a motion and a second. Carla, could I get a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Oletsky,
Yes.
Brink,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Kays.
Yeah.
4 yeses, motion is approved. Item 7 on the agenda is open public comment. Carla, did you receive any?
I did not.
Didn't think so. Item 8 is new business. Any new business? Seeing none, I'll go to item 9. Any old business?
Could fall, I suppose, I'm sorry, under new or old. We will be having, I'll be sending out an agenda coming up here, a joint meeting between Plan Commission and City Council to go over on November 4th at 4 o'clock to go over where the CL discussion group is at. I will be sending out an invite to that meeting by end of day tomorrow, but just so everybody is aware.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, I appreciate that update, because I know there's a few of us on this board that are on that joint committee, but most of us are not. So yes, thank you. We'll get that on our calendars. Item 10, do we have any reason to go into executive session? Nope. With that, we are adjourned.